segment, we will be taking a look at bank-related conversation and bank-related words. Of course, going to the bank and knowing what needs to be done can be a little difficult, especially when you have to converse in the language that you are not aware of. So if you are in Germany and you need to go to a bank, here I have some basic words for you which might help you going about some basic business in a bank. So first, let's take a look at these words. The very basic word when we come to think of a bank is money. So the first word I have for you here is das Geld, which means money. In general, Geld means cash. So if you want to specify that, we have one more word which means Bargeld. So the bar here stands for cash. So das Geld is either money. Thus, Bargeld specifically can mean cash. Then you can see here, the word we have is the EC-Karte, which means an electronic card. So that EC, that E and C stands for electronic, which means your ATM or your debit card. Sometimes your ATM cum debit card. So whenever you are issued a card by a bank from which you can withdraw money from an ATM machine, that is your EC-Karte. Another form of card that we have is the Kreditkarte, that is a credit card. So understand the difference between these two. The EC-Karte is your ATM card. The Kreditkarte is your credit card. After this, we come to the word Der Geldautomat. Der Geldautomat is your ATM machine. After that, we have the word the Geheimnummer, which is your PIN. So it could be your ATM PIN, it could be a credit card PIN. Whenever you are using the word PIN, the German word for it usually is the Geheimnummer, but we can make do by using the word PIN. So you can also use PIN, but a lot of times you have German employees in a bank, so they might use the word Geheimnummer if for any reason they might ask you for your PIN. So remember the word Geheimnummer. We'll repeat these words once. Das Geld, das Bargeld, die EC-Karte, die Kreditkarte, der Geldautomat, die Geheimnummer. Now, after having seen these basic words, I'll take you to some common terminologies that we use in banking. So the first term that we have here is das Konto eröffnen. Konto is an account, that is a bank account. Okay, any other account is also known as konto, but since we are learning words here specific to banking, a konto here stands for a bank account. And the word eröffnen means to open a bank account. So if you want to open a bank account, this is the term that you use, Konto eröffnen. After that, we have the word Geld einzahlen. Einzahlen is to deposit. So when you want to deposit money in your bank or in your bank account specifically, the word that we use here is einzahlen. So Geld is money. Einzahlen is basically to put in money in your bank account. After this, we have Geld abheben, which is the opposite of einzahlen, which means to withdraw money or take out money. So einzahlen is putting in money. Abheben is taking out money, which is withdrawing money. Next, we have the word the PIN. Like I told you, you don't always have to use the word Geheimnummer. You can use the word the PIN or the Geheimnummer eingeben. Eingeben is to punch in a number. So when you're operating an ATM screen, it might ask you PIN eingeben, which means they are asking you to punch your PIN in there. Kredit bekommen means to get a loan. So credit means credit, like it works in English also. To get a loan or to receive a credit is Kredit bekommen. Bekommen specifically means to receive something, and in this case you are receiving a credit. So it is Kredit bekommen. Now, the next couple of things are little important. Etse Karte verloren. Verloren means to lose. So, unfortunately, if you happen to lose your bank card, that is your ATM card or your credit card, please use the word verloren. Okay? Etse Karte verloren means to have lost your card. And in an action, what the bank will do, Etse Karte sperren, which means they will block your card. So the word sperren means to block, and the word verloren means to have lost. So if you have lost a card, please say verloren. That is Etse Karte oder Kreditkarte verloren and Etse Karte sperren. That is, you can ask them to block your card. Last we see here is Geld überweisen. Geld überweisen is to transfer money. So let's say you are living in Germany, you may want to send money to your family living in some other part of the world. The word you use here is Geld überweisen, which means you wish to transfer money. It doesn't always have to be an international transfer, of course. You can transfer money within Germany, but money transfer is Geld überweisen. Or you can also use the noun die Überweisung, which means transfer. So a lot of times when you fill forms, they can ask you preferences as to how would you like to receive money for something or how would you like to pay money for something. So in that case, if you wish to use a money transfer, please cross or select this item. Please select this word Geld überweisen or Überweisung, whatever is mentioned on your form. So after having learned some of these basic terminologies, let's take a look at an example in the form of a dialogue. Okay, so first we have the word here, der oder die Bankangestellte. So a person who works in a bank is called as Bankangestellte. When you talk of professions, usually you have a masculine noun for the man who works in that profession. So it becomes der Bankangestellte. You have another word for women who work in that profession. So it becomes die Bankangestellte. Now in this case, if you notice, the word Bankangestellte stays the same. What does change, however, is the article representing masculine or feminine. So, der Bankangestellte is a male employee in the bank. Die Bankangestellte is the female employee in the bank. Then we have the word der Bankkunde or die Bankkundin, which means a bank customer. So, the word der Kunde meaning customer is masculine, die Kundin meaning customer is feminine. Since these are customers pertaining to the bank, we use the word der Bankkunde or die Bankkundin. Okay, so if you would like to withdraw money, you can say, ich möchte mein Geld abheben. This is what we learned previously. Geld abheben means to withdraw money. This is how you can tell the teller or the cashier, whoever is there, saying, yeah, I would like to withdraw my money. So, ich möchte mein Geld abheben. To which they might ask you, was ist Ihre Kontonummer? Kontonummer is your account number. So, they might want to know here what your account number is, obviously. So you can respond to that by saying meine Kontonummer is in this case 0098 2007743. This is just an account number that I have taken for example. Here you can present them with your own account number and withdraw your money. Do not forget to end the conversation with Danke. If it so happens, unfortunately, that you have lost your bank card or your ATM card, you can tell them, ich habe meine Etse Karte verloren. I'll repeat this. Ich habe meine EC-Karte verloren. That is, you have lost your bank card or your credit card. In case of the loss of credit card, you can just say ich habe meine Kreditkarte verloren. So instead of this EC-Karte, you replace it with Kreditkarte. You may get a response which says, dann muss ich Ihre EC-Karte sperren und eine neue bestellen. Which means I must now block this card and order another one for you. So, Ihre EC-Karte sperren. Sperren means they are telling that we will block this card or lock this card now. Und eine neue bestellen. So bestellen we have used in context of food as well when we talk of ordering food, and here we are using this word bestellen in terms of ordering another card. Now we will learn some basic words that are often used and seen in universities. So the first word that we have here is der Ausweis. Ausweis is an identity card. Now, in all contexts, an ID card is called as Ausweis. When you are in a university, their Ausweis means your university ID card. The next word that we have here is the Bibliothek. Bibliothek means library. After that, we come to the Mensa. A university canteen is called as Mensa. So, the word here is the Mensa. And the last word that we see here is das Klassenzimmer. Das Klassenzimmer means classroom. So we'll repeat these words once. Der Ausweis, which means ID card. The Bibliothek, which means library. The Mensa, which means university canteen. And das Klassenzimmer, which means classroom. We have some more words here related to university. We start with der Professor, which means a professor. As we have seen previously as well, when it comes to professions, there will always be two nouns for the same profession, one masculine, one feminine. So if you have a male professor, it will be der Professor. If you have a female professor, the word for that is die Professorin. So der Professor, die Professorin. Similarly, der Student, die Studentin. That means if you are a student, a guy, then der Student. If you are a student and a girl, then die Studentin. Then we come to the word the Fächer. Fächer are subjects. So whatever subjects you'll study at the university, all of them together are called as the Fächer. And the final word that we see here is the Bücher. Bücher are books. So we'll repeat these words once more. Der Professor, die Professorin, der Student, die Studentin, die Fächer, die Bücher.